Have you ever wondered why a truck driver avoids turning off the engine even when completely stopped? What does he know that most people don't? The scene is every day. A gas station along the route, the deep rumble of an idling engine, and a parked truck that's still breathing. From the outside, it might look like a waste of fuel or just plain carelessness. But for those who live on the road in a truck, none of that is true. What very few understand is that a truck doesn't operate like a car and can't be treated like one. But before we reveal all the technical reasons behind this decision, if you're interested in uncovering the secrets of heavy-duty transport and how these machines really work, subscribe to the channel now and give this video a like, because we're about to explain something that professional drivers learn after years on the highway. All right. Let's get started. Its engine, the turbo, the emission systems, the air pressure, and even the cabin's internal temperature all depend on something as simple and critical as keeping it running during certain stops. What might seem like an obvious choice for a novice, stop and shut it off, is for a pro a matter of mechanics, operations, and safety. Because turning off a truck doesn't mean just stopping a machine. It means interrupting processes that are in full swing, cutting off temperatures, pressures, lubrication, and internal cycles that can't be stopped abruptly without consequences. And that's why in many cases, the right option isn't to turn the key. It's to let the truck stay alive for a few more minutes. But before we dive into all the possible reasons, there's one component in the truck that can get damaged quickly if the engine is shut off at the wrong time. The turbo, the first victim. In that decision, the turbo is the first one exposed. It's not just an add-on for extra power like many think, but one of the most delicate and demanding parts of the entire vehicle. It spins at extreme speeds, works at temperatures close to red hot, and relies completely on a constant flow of lubrication to stay alive. If the engine is shut off suddenly, that flow stops and the consequences show up fast. To understand it, you have to picture what's happening inside the engine when the truck's coming off a demanding stretch, an overtake, a long uphill, or a downhill where the engine's been working hard. The turbo is spinning at tens or hundreds of thousands of RPMs, and its internal components can exceed 600 degrees Celsius. The only thing keeping that metal shaft from melting or scoring is the oil circulating under pressure, creating a protective film. While the engine's running, that system works perfectly, but when it's shut off, the oil pump stops immediately while the turbo keeps spinning on inertia without lubrication. A situation that, repeated hundreds of times, causes accelerated wear. Plus, the very hot oil stays inside the turbo, almost motionless. If the engine is shut off right after intense demand, that oil can literally cook. It carbonizes and forms hard deposits that over time clog the internal passages. It's one of the most common causes of premature turbo failure, and experienced truckers know it well. The turbo isn't shut off hot. It's cooled down, respected, allowed to breathe. For all these reasons, leaving the engine idling isn't a whim but a necessary technical procedure. Keeping the engine running for a couple of minutes after an intense climb or demanding trip allows the oil to keep circulating, promotes a gradual drop in temperature, and helps the mechanical components regain their thermal balance. It's a routine so ingrained among pros that many do it without thinking, just like a pilot lets their plane's engines stabilize before shutting them down. Heavy machinery operates with its own rituals, and this is one of the most important. It's also worth noting that not all vehicles react the same. In cars, while the same principle applies, the risk is much lower. The turbos are smaller, operate at lower temperatures, and handle less demanding workloads. But in a heavy-duty truck, shutting off the engine while it's hot isn't a harmless habit. It's a quiet way to shorten the turbo's life and compromise the engine's long-term performance. And yet, this isn't the only reason a trucker avoids shutting off the engine during certain stops. Modern trucks, besides hauling tons of cargo, manage internal processes that many don't know about. The particulate filter and regeneration. If the engine is shut off at the wrong moment, The problem isn't limited to traditional mechanics. It can also affect cycles that are in full operation. At that point, one of the most delicate processes in modern mechanics gets interrupted. Because today's trucks don't just haul cargo, they also continuously regulate the quality of the gases they emit, and that management depends on the engine staying on while certain cycles are active. One of the most critical is the operation of the particulate filter, the DPF, a ceramic component located in the exhaust line. This filter traps the soot generated by diesel combustion. That material doesn't just disappear. It builds up until the system starts a regeneration process, raising the exhaust temperature in a controlled way to burn off the trapped particles. For that cycle to complete, the engine has to keep running, maintain a stable temperature, and ensure a constant flow of gases. If it's shut off mid-process, the filter is left incomplete, with unburned residues. Over time, this increases exhaust back pressure and reduces engine efficiency. When a DPF clogs, the consequences show up quickly: loss of power, increased fuel consumption, and elevated operating temperatures. As the problem worsens, the system itself can go into protection mode, limiting the truck's power to avoid major damage. That's why experienced truckers know it well. An interrupted regeneration can end up requiring a forced regeneration at the shop, a costly procedure, and above all a source of lost time. But the DPF isn't the only component sensitive to untimely shutdowns. Modern trucks also incorporate selective catalytic reduction systems, known by their acronym SCR, responsible for reducing nitrogen oxides using AdBlue. For this system to work properly, it requires thermal stability and continuity in gas flow. When the engine is shut off repeatedly during critical moments of emissions treatment, the cycles are left incomplete and can trigger error codes, dashboard warnings, or power reductions that directly affect road performance. From the outside, these concepts might seem sophisticated, but for a pro, they're part of everyday life. The difference between trucks from previous generations and current models is huge. Before, shutting off the engine at any time had practically no consequences. Today, doing it at the wrong moment can turn into a technical problem that affects the day, the load, and the wallet of whoever foots the bill. But even all that isn't the most delicate part, because while emissions control systems and regeneration processes require the engine to stay on, there's something even more essential: air pressure, the pneumatic heart. In a heavy-duty truck, air pressure isn't an auxiliary system. It's the foundation on which almost everything operates. Unlike a car that relies mainly on hydraulics and electronics, a truck is built around compressed air. Braking, releasing the brakes, keeping suspension stable, or operating auxiliary elements depends on a pneumatic system that only stays active while the engine is running. When that air starts to disappear, the whole machinery loses its balance, and behind that balance is a single element responsible for maintaining it: the air compressor, a component mechanically driven by the engine itself. Every time the engine turns, the compressor pumps air into the tanks. It maintains the necessary pressure for the truck to operate safely. It's a continuous process. Just like the heart sends blood throughout the body, the compressor constantly feeds the pneumatic circuits. And when the engine is shut off, that heart stops beating. The pressure starts dropping immediately. That pressure doesn't hold forever. The air is stored in different tanks within the system, but they're not perfectly sealed reservoirs. It leaks gradually, either through automatic purging that removes moisture, through small inevitable leaks in connections and hoses, or through the circuit's own demand. That's why after shutting off the truck, the available pressure drops in minutes or even hours. And if the engine is shut off during a short stop, the driver has to wait for the compressor to restore the minimum pressure before driving again. This reality is especially noticeable when resuming movement. The driver starts the engine, watches the gauges, and waits the necessary time until the needle rises and the system returns to safe levels. Until that pressure is reached, the truck can't release the brakes, can't maneuver normally, and in some cases it can't even move. For a novice, it might seem like a minor inconvenience, but for a pro with tight schedules, unnecessary shutdowns translate to a direct loss of operational time. But the consequences aren't limited to the brakes. The air suspension in many modern trucks depends on that same circuit. If the pressure drops, the suspension can lower, altering the vehicle's stability, or making it harder to couple and uncouple the trailer. Auxiliary systems from trailer controls to specific valves also require a constant flow to function. Air is essentially the invisible energy that keeps the truck ready to keep working. All this explains why many drivers prefer not to lose pressure during short stops. It's not for comfort, it's not negligence. It's a way to keep the vehicle operational and avoid unnecessary delays. With the engine on, the compressor maintains the system's balance, and the truck stays ready to go. And yet, even with all the prominence of air in driving, there's a consequence that goes beyond efficiency. Because in a truck, there's a type of brake that doesn't use air to activate, but to release. When that pressure disappears completely, the vehicle's behavior changes radically. The parking brake activates automatically and locks the vehicle completely. It's not a failure, an error, or a sudden malfunction, but a safety mechanism designed to prevent any movement when there's insufficient pressure in the system. As the air disappears, the internal springs in the parking brakes engage, and they hold the truck firmly, preventing any displacement until the engine generates pressure again. That's why no pro lets air escape unnecessarily during short stops. Cabin temperature matters, but even when air pressure is controlled and the pneumatic system is running smoothly, there's another factor that influences the decision to leave the engine running: the environment where the driver works. The cabin interior isn't just a compartment. It's a work tool that has to be kept in proper conditions for the pro to keep driving safely. Internal temperature is one of the most important elements. In many trucks, both heating and air conditioning depend directly on the engine. In cold climates, shutting off the engine means the cabin loses heat in minutes, causing discomfort, drowsiness, or even the risk of fogging on the windows. On the opposite extreme, in hot climates, the situation reverses. A cabin without AC can quickly become a stifling space, increasing physical exhaustion and affecting the driver's concentration. There are trucks equipped with independent auxiliary systems, yes, but they're not the norm in all fleets or all countries. In this context, keeping the engine running during a short stop isn't an act of superficial comfort, but an operational decision. A fatigued driver, cold, overheated, or with low visibility is a less safe driver. And in a 40-ton vehicle, safety depends as much on the mechanics as on the physical and mental state of the person behind the wheel. With the engine running, the cabin maintains the necessary ventilation to defog windows. It powers electrical systems without draining batteries and keeps the oil temperature in an optimal range for a smooth restart. Experienced drivers know that every abrupt thermal cycle, shutting off hot and starting cold, adds wear, special loads, and hydraulic systems. And yet, the driver's comfort and work efficiency aren't the only reasons to keep the engine running during certain stops. There are loads, mechanisms, and equipment that depend completely on the engine running to stay active. And if they're interrupted, the cost can be much higher than the fuel used while idling. In many jobs, the engine isn't simply what propels the truck. It's the primary power source that keeps external equipment, specialized trailers, and mechanisms running that require continuity of pressure, temperature, or motion. In those contexts, shutting off the engine isn't an operational option, but a direct risk. A clear example is refrigerated trucks. While many reefer trailers have independent cooling units, others depend partially or fully on the truck's engine to maintain the proper temperature. Even minimal variations in the cold chain can cause perishable foods, pharmaceuticals, or sensitive chemicals to lose their integrity. In these cases, even a few minutes with the engine off can compromise the load's safety and result in significant losses. For an experienced driver, the trailer's temperature is as critical as the vehicle's mechanics. Now it's clear that the initial question has a much deeper answer. It's not about comfort or negligence. It's an operational need to protect the mechanics and rely on professional experience. A truck stays running because it maintains its own condition, completes internal processes, and allows the person driving to continue their work without risking the vehicle or the load. And by understanding this, we also better comprehend the role of the professional driver. A person who doesn't just drive, but interprets signals, anticipates problems, and knows every reaction of their machine. A person who's learned that keeping the engine alive a few more minutes can prevent a problem later, and who knows better than anyone when it's safe to shut it off and when it's not. The road runs thanks to thousands of decisions like these made every day by those who haul goods, cross countries, and sustain the flow of the modern world. If you want to keep discovering how these machines that move the world really work, subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Leave me in the comments if you knew these reasons or if you have experience with trucks. See you in the next video, where we'll keep exploring the secrets of heavy-duty transport.